Hello everyone, welcome back to the Design Studio. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to make these cute cats. They came out identical because the patterns are identical, so you can do it as well. The Loops and Threads Crochet Cat Kit you can find exclusively at Michael's Craft Store. Now, if you shop at Hobby Lobby, you might notice that Needles Creations also carries this exact same cat pattern. So no matter where you shop, you will be able to join in for the fun. In this video, I'll be walking you through the trickiest part of the pattern step by step so you can feel confident finishing your cat. Stay until the end. I will share with you my honest opinion about both kits. So let's get started.
Udi Designs, unique expressions.
Both crochet kits bring everything you need to complete the project, so that is very important to know. You don't need to buy anything. Maybe the only thing you will need extra is a pair of scissors and stitch markers. If you're a beginner, please practice the stitches here. They're listing it. Practice with another yarn. Don't use the yarn that the crochet kit brings, and practice with the crochet hook they give you so you can get familiar with it. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to share with you how to make the head, showing you how to do the decreases and the increases, as well as the body, especially how to start with the legs and then going up, and show you how to change color yarn. And I'm going to share with you how to do the little fish as well. So let's get started. The instruction says to start with 2 chains. So we're gonna make a slip knot. Okay. And then it says to make 2 chains. 1, 2. Now it says to make 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So not counting this, 1 and 2. We're gonna make 6 single crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This pattern is written working in continuous rounds without joining. So what we're gonna do is just insert our crochet hook in the first stitch that we made right here. If you're not sure, count your stitches backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So right here we're going to make another single crochet to start round 2. Okay, so that will be our first single crochet for round 2. So now we're gonna add a stitch marker here to mark where we started round 2. Now, if you feel comfortable making the magic ring to start your project, you can do that as well. Let me share with you how to do that. To start with the magic ring, it's very simple, and this is my preference, but it doesn't have to be yours. I grab my yarn like this in an X. I hold it here. I put the crochet hook under this one and on top of the other one, and then I pull it through. That is the magic ring. Now we're gonna make 6 single crochet in the magic ring. Okay, so I close my magic ring with a chain like this to secure it, and then I'm going to make 6 single crochet here in the ring. Okay, that was 1, 2, 6. Now the beautiful thing about the magic ring is that you can close it like this, and it looks better because you don't see a gap. Now with this tail, we need to weave it in to secure it after. Okay, so we're gonna do that when we are farther down like probably in round 4, okay? But that's just my tip to do that. I think it's better if you secure your tail when you make the magic ring. That's going to make sure that the magic ring's not gonna open ever. Okay, so now we're gonna close this round, but not with joining with a slip stitch, as some patterns recommend. They say here not to join with a slip stitch only if it's noted in the instructions. So we're gonna close this round right here. If you're not sure where to close it, count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is where we're gonna close this round and start the new one. It's going in the rounds continuously. So we're going to grab here. We're gonna make another single crochet. So we pull the yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and pull it through. That's your first single crochet for round 2. So we're going to now make sure that we put our stitch marker here on the first stitch of round 2. For round 2, it says to make 2 single crochet in each stitch. That was the first one. We're gonna make another one in the same space. That's 2. And in this one, we're gonna make 2. That's going to be 6 increases, so it's going to be a total of 12 stitches for round 2. So I'll meet you at the end of round 2. I'm at the end of round 2, and for round 3 it says to make single crochet in the next single crochet, 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. That's an increase, okay? When you say 2 in the same, that means an increase. Now, if you have trouble keeping track of it, I recommend that you write down in a pad how many repetitions for each round you need to do and then cross it over. When it comes to repetitions, you might find yourself sometimes in a position that you get interrupted and you don't know if you did 1 repetition or 2 repetitions. So I suggest you to always write them down so you will not get frustrated and confused. And then as soon as you finish 1 repetition, you can cross them out. It might take you a little longer, but I think that's going to help you along the way, especially if you're a beginner. I am going to remove the stitch marker and I'm going to place my first single crochet for round 3 here. And I'm going to add a stitch marker right here. This is our first single crochet. Now we're gonna make an increase in the next stitch right here. 2 in the same. That was our first repetition. I'm gonna come here in my notepad and I'm gonna cross it out. I need to make 5 more repetitions of the same, 1 single crochet and then an increase, which means 2 single crochet in the same space. Let's do that. Okay, continue making the repetition for round 3 and I'll meet you at the end. You should have 18 stitches for round 3. I'm at the end of round 3. I did already my last repetition. Now we're gonna start round 4. I'm gonna put the stitch marker here at the beginning of round 4. Now for round 4, it's 2 single crochet and then an increase. That was the first repetition. Continue making the same repetition, 2 single crochet and then an increase. You should be making 6 repetitions, total of 24 stitches for round 4, and I'll meet you at the end. Ending round 4 with the last 2 stitches in the same, making the increase. Making sure you have 24 stitches for this round to then move forward with round 5. Round 5 is single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then an increase 6 times, 30 stitches in total. Now removing the stitch marker to then start round 5, we're gonna make a single crochet in the next stitch and put the stitch marker. Now we're gonna make 2 more single crochet and then an increase right here. That is the repetition. 3 single crochet and then an increase. So let's do one more. That will be 1, 2, 3, and an increase. That is the second repetition for round 5. Okay, and then I meet you at the end of this round, making sure that we have 30 stitches for round 5. Now we are at the end of round 5. We're gonna end with 2 single crochet in the same stitch, making the increase. At this point, it's a good idea to weave in the tail using your yarn needle. Continue making the rounds and repeating what's in the brackets the amount of times that it tells you, making sure you end each round with the right stitch count. For round 9, you just have to do single crochet in each stitch around. I'll meet you at the end of round 10 so we can do round 11 together, where we're going to add stitch markers for the eyes. I'm at the end of round 10. My last increase, 2 stitches in the same. Now we're gonna start round 11. Something else that I wanted to mention is that if you don't have a stitch marker, you can always use a piece of yarn like this to mark each round. For round 11, it says to make single crochet in the next 18 stitches and then place a marker for the eye. Now it says to make 9 single crochet and then place the other marker. We're gonna continue making 21 single crochet to finish this round. For round 12, it's gonna be just single crochet all around, total of 48 stitches. For round 13 to 16, you're gonna continue repeating what's in the bracket, and I'll meet you at the end of round 16 to then do the decreases together. Okay, now I'm at the end of round 16 with my last increase. I'm going to get ready to make round 17 with decreases. So let's do 1 single crochet here to start round 17. We're gonna add our stitch marker, and for round 17 it says to make 7 single crochet and then a decrease, and repeat that 6 times. Okay, so we're going to make first the single crochet, 7 of them. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the decrease consists of making this smaller. So what this is doing is it's going to start closing. So to be able to close it, we're gonna have to be subtracting stitches each round. So let me share with you how to make the decreases. I'm going to insert my hook here one time. I'm going to pull and I'm going to grab 2, okay? And in the next one, I'm going to do the same. But if you notice, I'm going to just be grabbing the front loop. I'm going to pull out. Now I'm going to have 3 loops in the hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull it through all loops, okay? So what I mean about grabbing only the front loop is that I'm grabbing only this one. You can grab both if you feel more comfortable. I like to do just the ones on the front. It makes it look better, but you can do both. So that is a decrease. Now we're gonna repeat that 6 times for round 17. Let's do another repetition together. When you make this single crochet, you grab both loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now it's time to make the decrease. Now, if you feel more comfortable grabbing both, you can do that as well. You go all the way and grab both, pull it once. You have 2 loops in the hook, and then you grab the next stitch, pull your yarn through. You have 3 loops in the hook, yarn over, pull it through all loops. I did 2 repetitions. Let's do one together again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is the third one. I'm going to grab just the front loop this time. Okay. Okay, so now that was 3 repetitions. I need to do 3 more, and it's going to be 48 stitches altogether. I'm going to continue making the same repetition until I finish this round, and I'll meet you at the end of round 17 to start round 18. Now I'm at the end of round 17. I'm going to make my last decrease, grabbing only the front loop. Tell you the truth, what I love about this is that it's less bulky when you grab only the front loop. That's why I like it. Okay, grabbing only the front loop, but making sure that I get all the strength. Okay, so now I have 3 loops, and I'm gonna finish. That's the end of round 17. For round 18, it's gonna be the same concept. We're gonna make, instead of 7 single crochet at the beginning, it's gonna be 6. Okay, so now I'm gonna just mark here my first single crochet of round 18. That was the first one, number 1. Let's do, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're gonna make a decrease, 2 loops, next stitch, 3 loops, yarn over, pull it through all 3. Okay, so that was the first repetition of round 18. We're gonna continue making repetition, and it's gonna be 42 stitches at the end, making sure always to count your stitches. And because when you are making decreases, the stitches kind of stretch, right? So make sure that you don't confuse this one as your next available stitch. Okay, this is already taken. This will be the next stitch. So you make a single crochet here, That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now we're gonna make another decrease. Yarn, grabbing the next one, pulling the yarn through 3 loops, yarn over, pull it through all loops. That was the second repetition. I'm gonna mark it here. Continue doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of round 18. I'm at the end of round 18. You're gonna make another decrease to finish this repetition. Okay, so okay, 42 stitches all together for round 18. From 19 to 23. You're gonna continue making decreases for all these rounds. Make sure that you take a look at what's in the bracket and repeat them 6 times. And you'll be done with the head. We're gonna make the ear together. I did one already. We're gonna make the white one together. For the ear, we're gonna make a slip knot. We're gonna make 2 chains to start. 1, 2. In the second chain from the hook, not including this, 1 and 2, we're going to insert the hook here, grabbing 2 loops. We're gonna make 6 single crochet in that space. Okay. That's 1. 2. Because it's so small, what I do is I grab it with my nail. Okay, that's 3, 4. I'm grabbing the tail. I'm right here. I'm crocheting, grabbing it, so it will be within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the last one. Okay, now we're gonna close this round right here. You cannot see it that much, but if you're not sure, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right here. You're gonna grab the 2 loops on the top to close this round with a single crochet for the second round. Okay, so that's the first single crochet for this round. We're gonna add a stitch marker here, and for round 2 it says to make 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. We made 1 already. We're gonna make another single crochet, and then it says to make 2 in the next one, an increase. 1, 2. That was our first repetition. So I'm marking it here. We're gonna make another repetition because it's 2. We're gonna make 1 single crochet in the next stitch, another single crochet in the next stitch, and then on the last stitch for this round, we're gonna make an increase right here. Okay. Okay, so we did 2 repetitions. Make sure you get a total of 8 stitches for round 2. Now we're gonna do round 3, and it's gonna be 4 repetitions, total of 12 stitches. I'm gonna close it right here. If you're not sure, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right here on the top. I'm gonna make a single crochet. We're gonna mark here that we started round 3. I'm gonna make now the increase right after And I can see already that it's very pointy. That's supposed to be the ear, okay? So now we're gonna make an increase, 1 and 2, then 1 single crochet and an increase. So that was 2 repetitions already. Got to mark it, and then we're gonna make 2 more. Continue making the repetitions until you finish round 3. Total of 12 stitches for round 3. For round 4, we're gonna make a single crochet right here to start. Make sure to put our stitch marker at the beginning of the round. We made already the first single crochet for this round. Now we're gonna make another one in the next stitch, an increase, 2 in the same space, and that will be the first repetition for round 4. We're gonna make 4 repetitions. Continue making the repetition and marking it in your notepad to make sure you don't miss any stitches, and you will be done with the ear. We completed the ear. Now we're gonna fasten off and leave a tail for sewing. A tip I'll give you, they don't tell you exactly the length of the tail to leave. What I do is I wrap it around 2 or 3 times, and that'll be enough. I already moved forward and I made 1 arm. I'm going to show you how to make one so you can see how to switch colors. I'm writing here down the rounds and the number of repetitions so it'll be easier for me, and noting what to do in white and what to do in green. Now to make it easy, for round 3 to 11, which is in the white yarn, I'm going to repeat 12 stitches for each round. So I'm making lines here, a total of 9. So every time I finish each round, I will cross it out. Now for round 12 to 16, it should be 5 rounds in total for the green yarn, and I'm going to do the same. So every time I finish one round, I'm gonna cross it out. To start with, you can make a slip knot and then two chains and then 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Total of 6 stitches for round 1. Now I would rather do the magic ring here, but if you want, you can do this as well, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Let me share with you the difference between both. Okay, so this is with the chain. I don't like it. It has a big gap. Look at the difference between starting with the magic ring. So we're gonna do it with the magic ring, but like I mentioned before, if you rather do the 2 chains, it's up to you. I'm going to just do the magic ring, securing the magic ring with a chain, and then putting 6 single crochet here in the ring. Now closing the ring so you don't have the gap in the middle. Now for round 2, gonna make 2 single crochet in each stitch, around 12 stitches all together. Let's put our stitch marker here at the starting of round 2. Now we're gonna make an increase in each stitch, okay? We're gonna make another one here and then continue making 2 single crochet in each stitch around until you finished round 2 with 12 stitches. Okay, so now I'm going to mark in my notepad that round 1 and 2 is done. Now for round 3 to 11, we're going to start making single crochet in each stitch around, making sure you use your stitch marker at the beginning of each stitch. Okay, so let's continue making single crochet in each stitch around for round 3 to 11, and I'll meet you at the end of round 11. We are now at the end of round 11. We finished round 11. We're gonna switch to the green color, just like the one I made already. The way to switch color is very simple. We are here at the last stitch. Don't finish it. Leave those 2 loops in the hook. We're going to grab the new yarn like this and pull the yarn through like this to finish the stitch with the new yarn. Now to secure the tail, I am going to cut the yarn that we're not going to be using anymore. In this case, it's the white one. I'm going to grab both tails and make 2 knots. Now we're going to continue making single crochet in each stitch around for round 12 through 16 with a green color. I finished the first round with a green color. I put my stitch marker so I don't get confused, and I continue making single crochet in each stitch around. I meet you at the end of round 16. Okay, so now I'm at the end of round 16 and we're done with the second arm. We're gonna fasten off, leaving a tail for sewing. The tail is very simple. It's gonna be the same as the arm and you don't need to switch color. For the body and legs, the legs are made first, then joining together with 3 chains to form the body. So let's do that part together. Okay, so for the legs, we're gonna start with the gray yarn. We're going to make a magic ring. Just like you do the slip knot, but instead of closing it, we're not gonna close it, we're gonna leave it open. We're gonna secure it with a chain. You're welcome to make it this way with the chain 2 and then 8 single crochet in the second one to form 8 stitches in the ring. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the magic ring, and then in the ring we're going to make 8 single crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're gonna close the ring. Okay, so for round 2 we're gonna make an increase 2 in the same. So we're gonna put our hook here in the first single crochet we did in round 1. Right here we're gonna put 2 single crochet to make the increase. Okay, let's put our stitch marker here for the second round, the first stitch for the second round, and we're gonna make increases now. 2 single crochet in each. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in each, 5, 6, 2 in each, 7, 8, oops, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now we're gonna do round 3. We're gonna put our stitch marker for the first stitch of round 3. We're gonna repeat the rounds 3, 4, and 5 with 16 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3. Keep working on round 3 and make round 4 and 5 with 16 stitches around, and I'll meet you at the end of round 5. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 5. I finished all the 16 stitches. Now for round 6, we're gonna decrease from 16 to 12 stitches, putting our first single crochet for round 6. I'm gonna put our stitch marker, and it says to single crochet in the next 2 stitches and a decrease 4 times. So we're gonna do 2 single crochet. That was the first one, 2, and then a decrease. So we're gonna put like a normal stitch, don't close it, grab the other one. You have 3 loops in the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That was a decrease, our first repetition. So we're going to cross this out. We're gonna make 3 more. So we're gonna do, make sure that you don't use this again. You see how it stretches? You have to go to this one here. We're gonna make 2 single crochet, and then another one here, and then the decrease. Okay, so we're gonna make yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through, 3 loops in the hook, yarn over, pull it through all 3 loops. Finish with 12 stitches. So for round 7, it's gonna be single crochet in the next stitch and then a decrease 4 times, total of 8 stitches. So you're gonna repeat it 4 times. I'll meet you at the end of round 7. Okay, so now in my last repetition, it's gonna be a single crochet and then a decrease, and I'll be done with round 7. You should end up with a single crochet. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Fast enough. The fast enough, I like to do the slip stitch right here and then cut it. It doesn't need to be too long. Okay, so that is our first leg. It says to fasten it off. The second one says not to fasten it off, because what's going to happen is that we are going to attach this one to the second one. So once I finish the second one, I'm going to attach it, and then from then on we're going to work on the body. You see, because it's working from the legs to the body. So let's do the second leg, and I'll meet you at the end of the second leg. Just do the same, but don't fasten it off. Okay, so now I finished both legs. Now I'm on my last stitch here, and it's a decrease. So I have 3 loops in the hook. I'm not going to finish it because I am changing to white yarn right now on my last part of the stitch. Let me share with you how. You're gonna grab the yarn like this and pull it through the 3 loops, cutting the gray yarn because you're gonna use it anymore. And then you'd grab both tails and make 2 knots and cut the tails shorter because they're going to be inside the leg, so it doesn't show at all. Now, working with the white yarn, we're going to start by attaching this leg with the other one. But first, it says here to make a single crochet in the next stitch and in each stitch around. So we're gonna do that all around this leg. We're gonna make a single crochet. You should have 8 single crochet for this leg. Okay, so now let me just verify that I have 8 single crochet. Just need one more to close this round with 8 single crochet. Now you're gonna make 3 chains. Now it says to join the second leg with a single crochet in any stitch. So let's do that. Single crochet and then 8 single crochet around the leg. Now it says to make single crochet in the back loops of the 3 chains. So you're gonna make 3 single crochet on the back loops of the 3 chains right here. That's 1. If you have any trouble finding the back loop and putting the hook inside, use your nails. That's 2. And 3. I believe this is the hardest part of this crochet kit. Just be patient with yourself. Take the time to do it. This is how it's starting to look, and you should have 22 stitches for round 8. We're gonna make sure we place the marker at the beginning of round 9. Okay, so for round 9 it says to do single crochet in the next single crochet, increase 4 times, then single crochet in the next 3, and then single crochet in the next single crochet, increase 4 times, and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 30 stitches all together. It's kind of confused. That's why I created this, to share with you how to break it down. So let's do number 9 together. We're gonna start here and make sure that you have the stitch marker at the beginning so you know where to stop for round 9. So it says here to make single crochet in the next single crochet, and then we're gonna make an increase 2 in the same stitch, and we're gonna repeat that 4 times. So that's why I created this, so I can cross it out and make sure that I don't miss any repetitions. So we're gonna do the second one, single crochet, and then an increase, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. That's our second repetition. We're gonna make the third one, single crochet, and then an increase, repetition, a single crochet, and an increase. And that was the last repetition for the first part. Now we're gonna make single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we did the second part of round 9. Now we're gonna make single crochet in the next single crochet and an increase 4 times. First repetition, we're gonna just mark it here that we did it. Now we're gonna make another repetition of single crochet and then an increase. We're gonna continue making those repetitions until we make 4 of them. Okay, so now we finish with the fourth repetition. Now we're gonna make 3 single crochet to finish round 9. We're gonna make the last single crochet here where the stitch marker was. We went around both legs and the 3 chains on both sides. You should have 30 stitches altogether for round 9, and this is how it's starting to look. You can see that the legs are already attached to what's the bottom of the body. Now for round 10, it's gonna be single crochet in each stitch around, total of 30. Let me give you a tip. The instructions doesn't mention this, but I think it's better if you put the polyfiber on both legs now, because if you wait until the end when you already make the body, it's gonna be harder. So I'm gonna put just a little bit on both legs and continue working on the body. I like to use the round tip of the crochet hook to push the polyfiber this way. I think it helps a lot. Now we're gonna start round 10, single crochet in each stitch around, total of 30. Always use the stitch marker to mark where you start the round. That way you don't get confused, okay? And we'll continue making single crochet all around, and I meet you at the end of round 10. Okay, so now at the end of round 10, I'm going to remove the stitch marker to start round 11. I made the first single crochet for round 11. I put the stitch marker. Now round 11 consists of 4 single crochet and then an increase 6 times, total of 36 stitches. So let's do one repetition together. We did 1 single crochet already. This is 2, 3, 4, and an increase, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Keep doing the same repetition of 4 single crochet and an increase 5 more times for round 11, total of 36, and I meet you at the end of round 11. Ending round 11 with 2 single crochet in the same stitch, removing the stitch marker to start round 12. Round 12 consists of 36 stitches all around. Continue working on round 12 with 36 stitches, and I meet you at the end of round 12. I finished now round 12, and now from round 13 to 33, keep working on those rounds to finish the body, and then we're gonna be finishing it up, and I'm going to share with you how to make the fish. I'm almost done with the body. I'm just going to put the polyfiber before I do the last round. And at this point, I'm so glad I put the polyfiber on both of the legs, because now I don't have to think about putting polyfiber all the way down. Okay, so I filled it up with the polyfiber. I'm gonna make the last round. In the instructions doesn't say to put any polyfibers on the arm. What I wanted to share with you is that I did add some polyfiber, but not all the way to the end, because when I'm planning to attach this here, I wanted it to be a little bit too flat instead of too bumpy like that. So that's why I decided not to fill it all the way. But it's up to you. If you want to put more polyfiber, you should. Don't bother putting it on the tail. I'm gonna just leave it like that, no problem. So let me do this last round. The last round, it says to decrease. So let's do round 34 together. It's gonna be single crochet in the next 3 stitches and a decrease 4 times, total of 16 stitches. So that's 1. Make sure you put your stitch marker on the first stitch for this round so you know where to stop. Gonna make 2 more single crochet and then a decrease. The decrease, I'm making the decrease just grabbing the front loop, but you can grab both, okay? Now you have 2 loops in the hook, then you grab the other one, 2, then have 3 loops in the hook, and then pull it through all 3 loops. That's the decrease. We're gonna make 3 single crochet, three, and then another decrease, and keep making this repetition 4 times and make sure that you have 16 stitches for round 34. Now it's time to fasten up. I always like to cut it off. So what I do is I loop it 3 times around, more or less. Especially that I know that I'm not going to use this yarn anymore. I'm gonna cut it this long. Time to assemble. What I like to do is always look at the image so I can know exactly where to position everything. I already added the polyfiber and one eye. We're gonna do the other one together with the orbit. For the orbit, it's very important that you look at it and then plan where to put the second eye here so it will be all balanced and look nice, okay? So this is the way I like to attach everything. I go stitch by stitch and I try to hide the yarn underneath. Let me share with you what I mean. What I like to do is to grab the head here and then going up on the gray part of the orbit, stitch by stitch, like I'm going back on the stitch and then underneath I'm grabbing the stitches on the head. In that way the yarn doesn't show. Whatever you're showing, it's the same color yarn. In that way, it's very seamless and at the same time, it's very secure because you're going stitch by stitch. For the fish, we're going to start by making the magic ring. In this case, if you want, you can make 2 chains and then 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. I'm gonna make 6 single crochet for round 1. I'm gonna close the ring. Now I'm going to join here with a single crochet to start round 2. I'm gonna put my stitch marker here on the first stitch for round 2. Round 2 is gonna be single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then an increase 2 times. Total of 8 stitches for round 2. This is 2 single crochet and now we're gonna make an increase 2 in the same stitch. We're gonna repeat this 2 times. Gonna remove the stitch marker, make the first stitch for round 3. I'm gonna add the stitch marker to make sure that we don't mix up where to stop and where to end our rounds always. Round 3 is single crochet in the next single crochet and then an increase. So we're gonna alternate 4 times, total of 12 stitches. So we're gonna make 1 single crochet and then an increase, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. All around, alternating until we end round 3. Now we're gonna start round 4. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches and an increase 3 times, total of 15 stitches for round 4. We made 1 single crochet, now we need to make 2 more. Always repeating what's in the bracket the amount of times that it tells you. In this case, 3 times. For round 5 is single crochet in each stitch around, and we're going to be changing color at the end of round 5. You should have 15 stitches altogether. I'll meet you at the end of round 5 to change color. Now to change color, remember not to finish the last part of the stitch, in this case the single crochet. So you're going to leave those 2 loops in the hook. You grab the new yarn, in this case is the blue, and you're gonna yarn it over and pull it through. You cut the yarn that you're gonna be using, in this case the white, and you grab both tails and you make 2 knots to make sure that's going to be secure. And then you cut the yarn a little bit shorter so it's not that bulky. They're gonna be inside, but you don't want it to be bulky. For round 6 with the blue yarn and round 7, we're gonna make single crochet in each stitch around, total of 15 stitches for both rounds, and I meet you at the end of round 7. For round 8, it's single crochet in the next 4 stitches and increase 3 times, total of 18 stitches for round 8. And for round 9, it's gonna be single crochet in each stitch around without any increases. So let's do that. I will meet you at the end of round 9. For round 10, we're gonna make decreases, single crochet in the next 4 stitches and then a decrease 3 times, total of 15 stitches. So that was 2 already. Let me put the stitch marker again. In the first single crochet of this round, starting to look like a fish, we're gonna make 2 more single crochet, total of 4, and then a decrease. This is 3, 4, and then the decrease. Whatever's in the bracket, remember to repeat it as many times as they say. In this case, 3 times, total of 15. So keep doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of round 10. I'm here at the end of round 10 with the last decrease. Now we're going to start with round 11. Round 11 is single crochet in the next 3 stitches and a decrease 3 times. Total of 12 stitches for this round. So for round 12 and 13, do what is in the bracket. For round 12, you're going to make a decrease, and for round 13, you're going to make increases. So I'll meet you at the end of round 13. Ending round 13, now we're going to start with round 14. 14 is single crochet in the next 4 stitches and an increase 2 times. Total of 12 stitches. That was 2. I'm going to make 3, 4, and an increase 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and we're going to repeat that 2 times. Make sure that you have 12 stitches for round 14. For the last round, round 15, single crochet in the next 5 stitches and an increase 2 times. All you need to do now is fasten off and weave in the ends. For the straps, it says to make 50 chains. Now, I don't know if it's because the way I crochet, but it doesn't make sense because I crochet very tight. It was too long for me, the 50 chains. So you can try 50 chains and see what it works. Now to attach the straps with the fish, it's preference. I think this is the best way because you have to consider putting the straps on the blue side of the fish so it doesn't show. So I'm grabbing one end here, I'm putting it through, making 2 knots and then weaving in the ends and doing the same thing with the other side. When adding the details, it's very important to just look at the image and try your best. This is something that I'm still developing and learning. I always like to start from here, from the bottom, and leave a tail to then come back to it and make 2 knots. You'll see what I mean. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do the V here. I'm gonna go up here and then coming back down here. Once I have the V, I just make the line here, but I go directly to the other side to make those cheeks lines. Take your time with this process, trying to imitate what's in the image. Once you have the 2 lines on this side, go directly to the other side, keeping in mind to keep it very balanced in the same line. Don't feel afraid if you make a mistake to start over, okay? I know it's tedious. Like right here, I think this is too low, so I'm gonna go up 1 row. Just trying to count your stitches here so it be the same as the one you just made. Okay, so now I can go back where I started and make the 2 knots so be secure. I hope this helps you. Like I mentioned, I'm still learning how to be better at this. I believe the more we do this, the better we will get at it. I almost forgot that we still have to make the eyes for the fish. The way they're explaining is to make it with a French knot. Very easy. Let me share with you how. We're just going to put the yarn needle here. We're not gonna put the yarn needle through. We're gonna wrap the floss like this 3 times. And then we're gonna pull it through. And from here, we're gonna go directly to the other side and do the same. And then to secure it, go back where you started and make 2 knots and hide the floss inside the fish. The best way to assemble everything together is by always grabbing one stitch from one piece and then grabbing the other stitch from the other piece. So don't skip any stitches. Try to be as close as possible when you are attaching your pieces. Grabbing the body and head like this, it helps you to keep it straight. Constantly check if it is straight. For the arms, I like to close them first and then attach it to the body. And as you can see, I didn't put polyfiber all the way to the top. I just put a little bit on the bottom. My honest opinion about these two crochet kits from Loops and Threads and Needle Creation is that they are almost identical. There are a couple of differences. Needle Creation gives you a direct link for a video tutorial, which is very helpful. Loops and Threads doesn't provide you with that. Instead, they give you more specific drawings and instructions on how to assemble and how to add the details. The crochet hook are different, and I like Loops and Threads much better than Needles Creation. Needle Creation is lighter, but at the same time very thin and flimsy. They both have the same kind of yarn needle. Okay, so for both crochet kit, they give you enough yarn. I have extra for both of them. My experience with Loops and Threads with other crochet kits that I have made is that they give you enough yarn. For the polyfiber, because it's a lot to fill, and because I like to fill my amigurumis with a lot of polyfiber, I had to add extra, something that I already had before, but I think you can make it with the amount that they give you. The quality of the yarn for both is the same. You cannot expect the best quality for the price of these kits. So between both of them, the quality is almost identical. I think it's just the same brand. Let's talk about prices. Loops and Threads from Michaels, sometimes you can get it at 20% off, but the regular price is $9.99. Needles Creation that you can get at Hobby Lobby, it's always $5.99. So, what do you think? I hope this video helped you to tackle this task. Until next time, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Goodbye.